insanity. And God.
What's up, guys? I honestly could not thank every single person that was in the comment section enough. All of the feedback that you gave me really was inspiring, made me think about a lot of things, a lot of cool questions, and honestly, it gave me a really great way to go forward making these voiceovers exciting. So, there was a lot of people that were, just getting right into it. There was a lot of people, and there still is a lot of people that are like, 43 miles an hour. Brr, 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 brr. And I hear you. I hear you. 43 miles an hour on a master, it feels good, but you feel like there's more zest. You feel like there's definitely more speed that you can have. On a Sherman S, same thing. You're like 43 miles an hour, you got more overhead there. So if you've ridden only, you know, that size wheel, which again, I'm just going to stick to the nomenclature that I came into. So that's a 20-inch wheel per the nomenclature that I came into. Um, and if that's the only size that you've ever ridden, I get it. 43 miles an hour is poo poo. If you have ridden a wheel like the Master Pro or a wheel like the Challenger, then 43 miles an hour is patently slow, absolutely slow. Okay, but you're looking at a 22-inch rim there, or sorry, a 22-inch wheel, right? And then with the Master, you're looking at a 20-inch wheel, the EXN, that whole series of size, right? And then now you're looking at a 16-inch wheel. Okay, so the 16-inch wheel, the feel of that speed that you're getting that feel from how it feels to me. This is just how it feels to me. You're getting that speed sensation from the rotations per minute of the tire. Okay, so the rotations per minute. I'm no physics guy. Okay, but the diameter of a big wheel means that the rotations per minute are much less at the same speed, at that 43 miles an hour. And then at 20, you're at that median mark, right? So if you want to, I'll comma right there. I'll put a pause right there. If you want to experience kind of the best of all worlds of what it is to ride an EUC, and you want to hit those top speeds, and you want to feel comfortable doing that, and you want to be able to push that 45, 50 mile an hour mark, then really that 20-inch wheel is going to be the best of all worlds because you're still going to be able to carve nicely on it. We'll talk about like carving here in just a second. Turning, handling, agility. We'll just call that agility. So the thing is, when you get down to this 16-inch class of wheel that we're talking about, you have this issue where you're so many rotations per minute to keep up with the same amount of speed that the Master is doing at less rotations, with the same amount of speed that a Challenger or Master Pro is doing um, with even less rotation still. So the volatility of the handling, just the physics of it. Again, I'm not a smart guy, but the volatility of the handling changes when you start getting into that many rotations per minute. So again, if your thing is to go all of the best of all worlds, then you really need to sit back and wait for a 20-inch wheel that just screams to you. And that's where you're going to get the best of all worlds. The reason why I dropped down to a 16-inch wheel when I initially purchased the patent was because I wanted to have that agility back in the trails. I wanted more power, right? But I also wanted more agility in the trails. And I needed a suspension, right? Because like if the faster you go, the more volatile the trail becomes. If you don't have a suspension, you just very, very difficult to keep yourself engaged and planted in that situation. So it's it's really a question of what your purpose is. Okay, so before you go and start poo pooing on wheels, you don't have to buy them. Okay, you don't have to buy a Commander Mini. You don't have to buy a Patton. You don't have to buy a T4. You do not have to buy an adventure. Let me just be the first person to say that. So the intensity with which the disdain comes across for the lack of speed, you just don't have to buy it, guys. Don't be upset. It's not worth the blood pressure increase. Just don't buy the thing. And if you are looking for something that goes really, 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 really fast and handles kind of in the middle, then you really want that 20-inch wheel. If you want something that's a cannonball, just a cannonball, just then you really, really, really need that 22-inch size, because that's where you're going to have that rock solid control at 45 plus miles an hour, all the way up to that 55-mile-an-hour mark, which they cruise. The Challenger and the Commander Pro, I'm sorry, the Master Pro, and the Commander GT is going to do that too, but that's a whole nother topic. The Master Pro and the Commander cruise at that 45, 55 mile an hour with the same sensation of speed that you get from 30 to 37 miles an hour on a 16-inch wheel, with roughly the same feel that you get from 38 to 45 miles an hour on a 20-inch wheel. So I hope that that kind of clarifies like this notion of, oh, poo poo, it doesn't go that fast. No, I mean, like 43 and a half miles an hour feels like freaking 60 miles an hour on the Commander, or sorry, on the Master Pro or on the Challenger, right? So just that's just my perspective, and I'm sure I'm going to catch a lot of flack or some poo poo for that, but it's just decide what you want to do, and just don't buy the wheel that doesn't do what you want it to do, right? You don't have to like put the energy out there to actively have disdain. Just whatever. Anyway, there was a lot of great questions in the comments, a lot of great comments in the comments, so I wanted to touch on some of those. And I'm going to start with, does the Adventure have better torque than the Patton? Yes. The 134 volt platform help it. It's got more watts in the motor. It feels lighter to handle, and so yes, patently, it definitively does. Which ride mode have I set my Adventure on, and do I notice a big difference between the modes? Don't hate me. I put it in sport mode and I haven't looked back. Okay, so just don't hate me. So I can't tell you what the D mode does. I've just been romping and trying to get this thing to misbehave in sport mode. Um, can I give more technical reasons why I like it better than the Patton, the Extreme, or the T4 or the Commander Mini? Um, and why I said, any of the wheels that I've ridden. So, yes, I can. I like to romp around and explore all the little trails here and there and everywhere. I occasionally like to hit the street just to kind of get where I'm going. I don't really like to like ride in traffic, highway ride in traffic. It's just not my thing. So that disqualifies a lot of wheels that are bigger necessarily from that, in terms of like a 20-inch wheel. When I get on the Challenger, I freaking rip, 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 and it's the funnest thing in the world to go freaking balls out Harley Davidson motorcycle. But I think that that's a potentially dangerous direction for EUCs to go, because the ceiling for that is only faster, right? And so, as like a personal trainer, to me, what I think that is, it's like people that think the only progression for training or for exercise is to add more weight, and like that's a recipe for getting hurt. Okay, so I don't think that the best way to exact more enjoyment from EUC means more, faster, better. Um, so that's why I'm okay with the speed there. The Patton is just a little bit too heavy for a 16-inch wheel. The Extreme still has the slider system that the Master has, that the EX30 has, that the T4 has, and that slider system doesn't provide a stable enough suspension travel in order for me to say that it's even a suspension at this point in time. It just softens up some of the blows that come from the ground, that slider system, but it's not like the stanchion system that we have inside of the Adventure. Um, Patton and the Adventure have a similar feeling suspension, but the feeling of the explosiveness and the rebound from what the Adventure has definitely trumps it, um, in terms of the like the fun and playfulness and that more tight sports car feel while actually on a trail. Um, and there was a conversation between Brave Dave 90 and Free Forester 1717 in regard to pricing, comparing the adventure wheels to other wheels. And, you know, he was trying to say that if the price is more than the extreme, I think it was Forrester. No, it was Brave Dave that was talking about that. If the price is more than what the extreme is, then it's disqualified. And I have to beg to differ there because the extreme is an amalgamation of parts that they've that they've kind of made iterations on, right? It's not purpose built from the ground up to be the extreme. While the adventure is purpose built from the ground up to be the adventure, it's engineered as a one of one. And it's a platform that they've designed from the ground up, not making generational iterations on. So this thing is designed to be the adventure. So the extreme I think of more like a Suzuki GS 500, but without all the years and testing on all of the parts to make sure that they're reliable. And so it's like there is a adventure. I'm sorry, there is a extreme. There's just a extreme. It's an extreme, and then there is the adventure, and it's just because this was purpose built with a design direction, not kind of the product of a bunch of babies that the generations had. And while it looks the same in terms of the way that it presents with the battery packs and kind of the idea of a slider mechanic, it is not at all the same. And for that, I definitely think there is a premium which can be charged.
What's up, bro? Bro, it's been so long. How are you doing, man? Excellent, bro. You looking great.
You look great too, man. I saw you post when you got a new view.
That's this one. That's this one.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you say the adventure is fucking awesome?
Yeah, the adventure is fucking awesome. Check out Johnny.
No, but seriously, it really is. Dude, you got me on Instagram, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey. Welcome back. Hope you guys are doing good. Just got done ripping around. We got this like trail network over here it's on the northwest side in Gainesville. We got a lot of trails out here. It's really nice. The footage is going to speak for itself. I honestly, I don't want to compare this wheel because I feel like every wheel stands on its own merits, right? Like every wheel is good for what it's good at. I honestly don't think I don't think there's really a bad wheel out there. It's just depending on what you're using the wheel for. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's more or less the school of thought that I'm in, right? That there's not really it just depends on what you're wanting to use your wheel for. And if you get a wheel that's designed for something that, if you get a wheel that's designed for going like 80 miles an hour, which they're working on, it's not going to be as good for convenience sake, right? It's going to sacrifice size, convenience. No other wheel that I've ridden is so much so designed for adventure as this particular one. And that's all I can say. I mean, it stands on its own merits. It's a beautiful wheel. It's fast. I mean, its response on the trail. Sorry, these mosquitoes are crazy out here. But its responsiveness on the trail, it's just, it's mind-boggling. Like, I really haven't messed with the adjustment at all. I really like where it's at. It sins on everything. I don't know if you saw that, guys, but every single little lip, every single opportunity for a tiny lip, I was sending. Just boom, boom, boom. It was just insanity. It was actually, you know what? The wheel says it. This is called adventure. Literally, this wheel is designed for adventure. And I'm flabbergasted. Anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoy the footage. I really do. I'm going to keep on trying to give you the best footage that I possibly can. So I'm actually going to hop back on it and keep on going. see what else we got going on. I just wanted to stop and kind of, just gush again. It's insane. It's amazing. Usually I still I haven't gotten rid of the plastic yet. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I haven't got rid of the plastic yet. I don't want to. I don't want to. Me no want. It's like me keeping the tag like on my hat or something, like on my wheel. You can see that it's clearly being used, but it's still a little brand new, right? Am I the only one that does that? Where it's like, come on, it's still a little brand new. Anyway, guys, we'll talk soon, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. And please like, share, and subscribe, so I don't get eaten up by all these mosquitoes. All right, guys, we'll talk soon. Bye.